Breaking news, Supreme Court has affirmed gun rights. Shocker. Surprised, right?
No.
Because the other bills are actually about to be signed, to my knowledge.
Yeah, so the Supreme Court's already ruled on part of the bill that Congress is working on now, red flag law stuff. That'll get struck down pretty much immediately. But, yeah, today...
Today the Supreme Court announced that Americans have a right to carry firearms in public for self-defense and a major expansion of gun rights. About a quarter of the U.S. population lives in states expected to be affected by the ruling, which struck down a New York gun law. The court's first major gun decision in more than a decade resulted in a 6-3 ruling. No surprise there, D'Anthony, with the conservatives in the majority. The ruling comes as Congress is working toward passage of new gun legislation following mass shootings in Texas, New York, and California. Joe Biden released a statement a few moments ago saying that he was deeply disappointed by the Supreme Court ruling, which he said contradicts both common sense and the Constitution and should be deeply troubling to us all. Biden went on to call on states to pass new laws, saying, "I call on all Americans across the country to make their voices heard on gun safety. Lives are on the line." So what does he mean by calling on states? Could states rule to have their own gun laws versus what
they already
the Supreme Court has done?
Like this is, the push-pull of government when you have a federalist system, which is to say a bunch of states that exist inside of a federal government, right? Mm-hmm. So I think 26 states have no rules about people carrying concealed weapons in public.
Right.
And then some additional amount of states are what you might call shall issue, which means unless there's some reason not to, they'll give you a permit to carry a concealed weapon. And then I think there were 7 left.
Okay.
That New York, California, New Hampshire, a couple of other ones, and D.C. as well, so 8 technically, that had a good, what California calls a good cause requirement, which is to say, and I think they actually stole it from New York because New York's had it for over, or right around 100 years now. It's you don't have the innate right to it. It's a privilege if you can show that you need to use it for some reason, like if you've been threatened or whatever, or you carry around large amounts of cash. Now that is and always has been unconstitutional. It's weird that it took it this long to sort itself out in the courts, but that's what's happened now. So now instead of California being able to say, well, we leave it up to the basically the whims of either the sheriff in the county you're in or something else, right? It could be mayors of cities. Sometimes it depends. Like whoever's the governing authority where you live. Instead of that, saying that they get to choose whether or not you deserve to carry a concealed weapon, now they have to give you a permit unless they can show good cause in the other direction, which is the way it's supposed to work. That's due process.
Right.
Right? And that's the problem with red flag laws as well. There is no due process.
The only problem I find with all of this stuff is it's so confusing to the average citizen, where you don't know who to believe, right? Because if you have a Supreme Court ruling and then states have their own rulings, if you got caught out in public, with a gun, it carries such a maximum charge in some of these states. That's it's tough to know what's going on and what's what anymore. And what makes it even more confusing is social media, because everybody has their opinion on what they think it's going to be or how this law is going to affect people or won't affect people. And I don't know either way how this works, to be honest with you. Like my dumb brain is too small for this.
There is no debate about how it works.
So explain to the audience or a dummy like myself what this ruling will do and what citizens in each state will now be allowed to do.
In New York, pretty much immediately you can apply for a permit and they're going to have to give it to you unless they can show that you're a criminal or you've committed domestic violence in the past or something like that.
Okay.
And it's very interesting for New York City, especially because New York City requires a permit just to own a fucking handgun.
Right.
In the first place.
Right.
That is now also unconstitutional.
Okay.
Right. As far as I could tell. So, it's, I don't know if, we'll see how it goes over the next couple of weeks. I don't know if other states are going to have to file for this. I haven't read the opinion yet or heard from the court if it applies to every state immediately, or if there's some sunset or grace period or whatever the fuck for the government to get its shit in order. I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, the Supreme Court. So, a bunch of people are on Twitter today saying that we should dissolve the Supreme Court and it's outlived its usefulness, and we should start. The left is making a big propaganda push towards secession now, which is really interesting.
Right.
And I can't fucking wait for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's, you know that meme where it's like, I accept your terms? Like it's somebody saying something dumb and the guy just gets in his face and says, I accept your terms. If the left states want to secede, let's fucking do this.
Right.
Immediately.
I'm down. Because I think you should just divide it into two at this point. We're so divided as a nation. I don't know how you get back towards the middle at all. Because no matter what the issue is, the other side is going to hate it. Doesn't matter what it is. 50% of America is going to hate whatever that thing is. And I think you're almost stuck at this point. This is a dumb question, but I have to ask it. Could Biden, with Senate and Congress, actually ask for either packing the court or dissolving the Supreme Court together? Is any of this that I'm reading on Twitter even remotely possible?
No.
It is not. Okay.
No. I mean, the 10 Republican senators that are voting for the red flag laws soon, they would have to vote again with Democrats to blow up the nuclear option.
Okay. Gotcha.
That ain't happening.
So there's no possibility of that happening whatsoever.
Well, I don't think so. Well, that's not technically true. They wouldn't have to vote with them. They would either have to vote with them, or they would have to blow up the nuclear option in the use the nuclear option in the Senate.
And what is that exactly? What is the nuclear option?
It's removing the filibuster, removing the 2/3 cloture vote requirement, all that other bullshit or whatever it is. It's a 60% cloture vote. So.
And who could do that? The left.
I actually don't know exactly how that works. I assume it would be an up-down vote in the Senate.
Yeah, I don't either. And by the way, this is why I'm asking, is because if you're on Twitter or any social media platform right now, it is fucking everywhere right now. I mean, everywhere. And everybody's talking about the nuclear option. Everybody's talking about dissolving the Supreme Court or packing the court one way or the other.
But there's no way they're going to do that. That would be...
And that's why I ask.
That would be that would be similar to what we did in Afghanistan, which is to say leave a fuck ton of weapons there and just leave, knowing we're going to have to come back and fight again at some point, and we're giving them all the power, because that's what happened. If the Democrats in Senate, who they don't even have a majority right now. They only have a majority because Kamala Harris is the deciding vote, right? It's 50-50 right now. And if they lose just one Senate seat in November, then now it's a Republican Senate with no fucking limits on them. They can do whatever they want.
Right.
There's no goddamn way that's going to happen. Like, people can prattle on about whatever the fuck they want to talk about. No fucking way the Democrats do that. That would be the biggest unforced error of all time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's strange to see it because, I mean, people are fucking raging online. I'm taking a peek at it as we speak.
It's really funny.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't know the rules on all of this shit or when it would take effect and all that. I just don't want people walking around and being like, we're free after today. And it's like, well, hang on, check the state laws first before you go outside.
Well, no state law supersedes what just happened today. It's just a matter of when
it's
it takes
immediate?
Effect.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know when I don't know if they wrote in the opinion when it would take effect, but yes, it is. If they say so, then it will be